Well, hello everybody, and welcome to Vinyl Treasures. I'm your host, Johnny G. John Galindo, coming to you live each and every Monday here on Oldies and More Radio and also on the YouTube network. And they're telling me I forgot to change the date. I changed the title to the All 60s and More edition, but I did not change the date from Sunday. So it should read the 25th, not the 23rd. But I was here just 2 days ago, spinning 1950s and early 60s 45s out of my collection. Tonight, we do all 60s 45s out of my collection. You won't hear doo-wop tonight, although I got one group, I think that, a couple crossover groups that did sing doo-wop or R&B vocal group harmony before, but they kind of transitioned with the music. But anyway, guess who we opened up with? We opened up with someone that was well known in the 1950s, recorded for the Jamie record label. You might know songs like 40 Miles of Bad Road and Rebel Rouser and Because They're Young. That was Dwayne Eddy. Dwayne Eddy. This one, though, not on the Jamie label. This is on Reprise Records. February 1967 release for Dwayne Eddy on Reprise. It's called Roarin'. A tune that was produced by Lee Hazelwood, his second of 5 on the Reprise label. After he left Jamie, I think he signed with RCA Records, and then he ended up on Reprise. But anyway, that is our opener tonight. You know how we mix it up. It's like an ad hoc show on my Saturday night, on my Monday night show. So let's get it started. This next singer, actually, he was a member of the Drifters, of the 1950s group or early 60s group, the Drifters. I don't know exactly when he came in, but his name is Johnny Lee Williams, and he had this recording on the New York City Cub record label. This one from May 1968. 1968. Yes, let's give a listen to Johnny Williams. Johnny Williams on the Cub label, and we open up the vocal portion with "I'd Like to Be With You." This is Johnny Williams. May 1968 release there for Johnny Williams. Johnny Williams on the Cub record label. "I'd Like to Be With You" is the name of the tune. Johnny G is going to be with you tonight from 8 to 11 p.m. right here on Oldies and More Radio and YouTube. Thank you all for tuning into the program. If you're new to the YouTube site, please subscribe to my YouTube site. You get notifications when I do a live broadcast. Let's continue here. And this is a 45 that my aunt purchased back in the fall of 1968. You know this artist. This is actually his follow-up to "I've Never Found a Girl Like You," which actually did pretty well. Well, actually didn't do that well on the Billboard chart. It was number 40 on Billboard. I think it was number 2 on the R&B chart. But this was the follow-up, this cool cover of a Sam Cooke tune. We're going to call this a hit. I don't play many hits on my shows, either the 50s or the 60s, but I love this tune from October of 1968. This was number 17 on Billboard, a number 4 R&B hit for Mr. Eddie Floyd. Give a listen to Eddie Floyd on the Stax label. It's called Bring It On Home to Me, the Sam Cooke tune in his style, in Eddie's style. Whoops. No, I made a mistake. It's not that. It's not. It's Naomi Wilson. I messed up. I'm sorry, folks. Yeah, see, Johnny G numbered them wrong. Charlene, you didn't catch that numbering. This is Naomi Wilson from September 65 on the Swan label out of Philadelphia. She was 15 years old when she recorded this. It's called Gotta Find a Way, a Better Way. Cover twos here on the All 60s edition of the Vinyl Treasure Show. Reed King in our YouTube chat room says that is a cover of the Teresa Lindsay tune, song entitled Gotta Find a Way. That's Naomi Wilson, September 1965 on the Swan label out of Philadelphia. She's 15 years old. A voice of Naomi Wilson. Now, let's give a listen to Mr. Eddie Floyd. This is my hit for the night tonight. Eddie Floyd on Stax. Bring It On Home to Me.
If you ever change your mind about leaving me behind, then won't you bring your sweet loving, bring it on home to me. Oh yeah, you made me cry, honey, when you left. You only hurt yourself. So won't you bring your sweet loving, bring it on home to me. And here's what I'll do for you, darling. I'll give you jewelry and all my money. You just bring your sweet loving, bring it on home to me. Oh
That's the great Eddie Floyd there. That is a soul classic tune, a 45 that my aunt purchased when it came out in the fall of 1968. Mr. Eddie Floyd, his rendition of the Sam Cooke tune, Bring It On Home to Me, on the Stax record label. I have a promo copy of that same song on both sides. Now, that's the kind of record you're going to want, and I paid $1 for it. I mean, that was a big hit, so that's like a common, well, I guess, no, it is a common record. You're not really going to have to spend a lot of money for that 45 because I'm sure, well, I don't know, maybe somebody reissued it, and maybe it's not, maybe you pay $4 for an original copy of that in nice shape. I played that off of a styrene that plays pretty nice. My aunt was a styrene, but she wore it out. Johnny G here in the All 60s edition, playing my original vinyl 45s. Let's continue here, and we head to Chicago, Illinois for these gals. They had a big hit that you may know on, I think it came out, what was it, on the Wonderful label. It was called Please Forgive Me, but this was the record just prior. They had two releases on the M-Pack record label. They're called the Duets. The Duets is the name of the group. They were Barbara, can't read my writing here, Barbara Livesey and Mary Frances Hayes. And this was their second release on the M-Pack record label. So we go back to September 1963. These are the Duets on the M-Pack label. It's called Have You Seen, parentheses, My Baby? September 63 release there for the Duets. The Duets right before their up-tempo hit, Please Forgive Me. This song called the Have You Seen My Baby? That one there on the M-Pack record label. What was that? Did you hear that funny noise in there? It sounded like somebody was shaking like a like not a rubber, like a plastic thing to make that noise. Does anybody know in the chat rooms what was making that noise? It was pretty cool sounding. Anyway, let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Well, see, Ed's already asking me for a flip side. Those of you listening on the Oldies and More stream, you're kind of like at a disadvantage, because those are the ones that are watching the YouTube stream, they know what the next record is. So I got somebody asking me for the flip side. I don't know if I'm going to get a copyright strike on that flip side of that record. But anyway, and I got to ask Reed. Reed, I'm sure Reed has this 45 because he's a big Motown collector. This is actually the first record to be released on Berry Gordy Jr.'s Tamla record label. And of course, it was, the first one with the 54 numbering sequence. So they started off Tamla Records with 54028. And I think there was a reason for that. And I know Reed knows it. Maybe it was an address, possibly. I don't know. But anyway, the interesting thing about this record is, according to Freddie Gonzalez's disco file, he said that this was not the first release on the label. Technically it was for the flip side, which was called Depend on Me, with I think the other side was called Way Over There? I think possibly it was called, Way Over There. He said that was released in April of 1960, and this 45 that I'm playing came out in July of 1960, and I paid a lot of money for this Motown release. It's by the Miracles, of course, Smokey Robinson and the Miracles, but you only get this side. This is the alternate flip to Depend on Me. It's the Miracles from July 1960 on the Tamla label. It's called The Feeling Is So Fine.
It feels so fine. It feels so fine. Sometimes you make me smile. Sometimes you make me cry. But no matter what you do, I still love you. Let me tell you why. 'Cause it feels so fine. The feeling is so fine. Every time your lips kiss on mine, every time you touch me on my hand, let me tell you, it feels so grand, it feels so fine, so fine to me. It may be silly of me not to want another guy to call your name, but it's just the way that you love me is driving me insane. It feels so good. Oh, the feeling is so good. I feel better than I ever thought I could. Every time you touch me on my hand, let me tell you, it feels just grand. It feels so fine, so fine to me. It feels so fine.
That's Smokey Robinson and the Miracles there on the Tamla record label, and that song entitled "The Feeling Is So Fine." Well, it says Ferdy has July 1960. Reed in my YouTube chat room is giving me an education on this record. So they said that there's 2 alternate flip sides on this release. Now, I'm not going to play it right now, but I will play the flip side so we can tell which version I have. I guess Reed, you're going to have to give me a little bit more information on how to tell what version I have, but we will flip it over. Rockin' Ed wants me to flip it over also, but we'll do that in a bit. Let's continue here on the All 60s edition of the Vinyl Treasure Show. Here's a request for listener Warren Russell in our YouTube chat room, and this one's from April of 1963. This group is called the West Siders. Now, you can get this, you collectors, on the United Artists record label. I have the first press, which is on the Leonard label. Actually, I have both, but this is on the Leopard record label. See what only 4 hours sleep gets you? But this is for Warren, and it features Nelson Shields on lead. So this is going out to Warren, the West Siders, on the Leopard record label from April 63. It's called Don't You Know. Dum, 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 dum.
Don't you know that I love you, and I always will, because you give me a thrill. Baby, you make me feel so good now, like I never thought I could. Whoa, you've been so good to me. You put an end to my misery. Baby, I'm so glad you're mine. You're so sweet and you look so fine. Whoa, you've been my inspiration, baby. You are my consolation now. Don't you know I need you every day, in oh so many ways, yeah.
Because I love
you, baby. I want you by my side now. I want you to be my bride. Oh, you got such a lovely face. No one will take your place. Please tell me that you love me so. Tell me that you'll never let me go. Come on now, you've been my inspiration, baby. You are my consolation now. Don't you know I need you every day, in oh so many ways, yeah.
Because I
love you, baby. I want you by my side now.
Because I need you.
I want you to be my bride. You know that I love you. Yeah, you know that I need you. Yeah, I need you, baby. Stand by me.
That's by request for listener Warren Russell. What a cool tune that is by the West Siders there. April 1963, featured it on the first press Leopard Records. Nelson Shields, he's the lead singer. This group is out of Newport News, Virginia. The song entitled Don't You Know. That's a pretty cool record there. As we continue here on the All 60s edition, let's go back a year to 1962. I featured the flip side of this 2 days ago. Was it the closer on my show? It was actually a dedication song from Emnon to listener Matey Campoy, a song entitled JoJo. done by artist Art Wheeler on the Swingin' Hunter Hancock's Swingin' record label out of California. But let's flip it over on the All 60s edition, so because the other side's a pretty cool record too. His name is Art Wheeler. He was previously a member of the Rhythmaires that recorded on the Yucca label in 1959, but this is from 1962. Art Wheeler on Swingin'. It's called Too Late for Tears.
All alone. At night I just can't sleep for wanting you near. But now it's too late, baby, too late, baby, too late. For tears, little girl, for tears. The day that you left me, I began to cry. The thought of you leaving drew tears to my eyes. The days I regretted, the nights I've been. But now it's too late, baby, too late, baby, too late. For tears, baby, for tears. Woo! It's too late for me to cry. It's too late, doggone it, you said goodbye. If there's a chance of starting anew, then come back to me, baby, and I'll be true. Baby, tell me that you want me. I need your loving. Come on, baby. I need your hugging. Come on, baby. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on, baby. Come on. Come on. Come on, baby.
That's on the Swingin' label out of Los Angeles, California. His name is Art Wheeler, and Girls in the background there. 1962 release, song entitled Too Late for Tears. Way too late for tears now as we continue here on the All 60s edition of the Vinyl Treasure Show. And here is another girl group up next. Don't know anything about them. They're called the Ravenettes. Ravenettees, the Ravenettes. It's on a label, kind of a, it's called Vertigo. I had some Vertigo a couple weeks ago. I really did. But anyway, it's on the Vertigo record label. Don't know anything about these gals. This came out in February of 1967. It's actually a pretty late record for George Golner. George Golner, I guess one of his one-off labels, because he personally supervised these gals on this record, as George Golner used to put that on a lot of his labels under the personal supervision of George Golner, a big 50s record mogul guy. But let's give it a spin here. The Ravenettes from February 67 on Vertigo Records. It's called Take It All in Your Stride.
If a baby ever cried, if the devil ever told a lie, oh,
They're called the Ravenettes. The Ravenettes, they're on the Vertigo record label, February 1967 release. Take It All in Your Stride is the name of the tune. Johnny G not striding a lot. I got to go out and walk a little bit more, do some more exercising. I like the cold weather is what I like. I don't like the hot weather. I like it cold, like it is now, although it was kind of overcast today for a while. But eventually when I retire, I'll have more time on my hands. I will. I can't wait for that, but not so soon. Let's continue here on the All 60s edition as we stay in 1967. We move up to July 1967. We go to Morris Levy's Roulette record label. This singer, originally from Tyler, Texas. And this one here from on the Morris Levy's Roulette record label. It's the first of two on Roulette. His name is Chuck Wood. This made it up to number 6 on some station, and I don't have the call letters, but it's out of Canton, Ohio, so that's not going to help us. But it's Chuck Wood on Roulette Records. It's called 7 Days Too Long.
First time I called you, girl, they say you wasn't home. And the second time I tried it, they say you want to be left alone. We had a lover's quarrel, yes we did, like all others do. I'm ready to make up. It's all up to you now, 'cause 7 days is too long without you, baby. Come on back to me now. 7 days is too long, girl, without you, baby. Come on back to me. I refuse to break up because I'm alive. 'Cause our love is too strong, girl. Yes, it is, to let it down. Let's solve this problem, 'cause I see the danger sign, you know. It's written on your face, just as well as mine. 'Cause 7 days is too long, girl, without you, baby. Come on back to me now. 7 days is too long without you, baby. Come on back to me. Let's stop playing, girl. I can go see. I can't stand being without you, baby. No, I can't. Another week. You got me so, I can't even concentrate. You know, good things come. I say good things come to those who wait. But I can't wait no longer. Listen to me, baby, because 7 days is too long now without you, baby. Come on back to me. 7 days is too long without you, baby. Come on back to me. I love you, it's too long in your body, honey. And 7 days is too long being without you, girl. You gotta come on back to me, honey. I need you, I want you.
Sounds of 67 here on the All 60s edition. His name is Chuck Wood. Chuck Wood from July 67, Roulette Records, his first of two on Roulette, called 7 Days Too Long. Now that record was number 6 on WINV out of Canton, Ohio. Big number 6 record, pretty good for that local area of Ohio. Let's continue here on the All 60s edition, and we stay in 67. Actually, this record released in December of 1967 for this gal from Shreveport, Louisiana. This is her first of 4 releases on the Ron record label, RONN Records, from Louisiana, big label down there, and her name is Barbara West. I like this tune, Barbara West, from December 67 on the Ron label. It's called Will He Come Back? Darn, can't do that. There.
My love has gone away from me.
The sound of Barbara West here on the All 60s edition. That is her first of 4 on the Ron label. I think I have them all. That used to get those Ron 45s on the cheap, between 50 cents and $1 when I used to come across them. So they were like sometimes lots of quantities. The early stuff's a little different, but the mid 60s stuff, I was able to get a lot of those Ted Taylors, and there's a bunch of artists that come out on this Ron record label that are all good. But that's Barbara West from December 1967 on the Ron record label with 2 N's. Will He Come Back is the name of the tune. Let's continue here on the All 60s edition. Now, this artist was the lead singer of Tiny Tim and the Hits. If you know the song called Wedding Bells, or I think Wedding Bells Are Ringing from 1960 on Roulette Records. But he had some solo efforts, and here's one he does on the Blue Rock label. It's actually his first of 2, and it's a cover of a Supremes tune. A Supremes tune, the great Supremes that were on the Berry Gordy's Motown Empire. And let's give a listen to Timothy Wilson from May 1969. This is on Blue Rock Records. I hate these styrene presses. Sometimes they have some distortion, and this one has a little bit. I bought this from Barry Saltz a long time ago. Charged me $30 for this record. Then I got a discount. But his name, it's Timothy Wilson from May 1969 on the Blue Rock label, and his rendition of the Supremes hit, Love Is Like an Itchin' in My Heart. Hear that distortion there? Can I ask Barry for a refund after 25 years? I don't know. Maybe that record went up in value. I don't know. What does it sell for now? Probably not $30. Probably can't get $30 for that. Not with that. That hiss is from a probably a worn needle. If you play a worn needle on styrene 45s, you are asking for trouble. It'll ruin the record. It'll make it, and depending on how many times you play, you only need to play it once. If you play a styrene record just once with a worn needle or a real heavy stylus, like 3 grams, it's done. And but anyway, it's a cool tune. I like the record. A nice cover there, the Supremes hit Love Is Like an Itch in My Heart, as done by Timothy Wilson from May 1969. It's on the Blue Rock record label. How about we get some now original Motown? I like this song by this gal. Her real name was Agatha Weston, but she recorded as Kim Weston. This is her second of 7 on the Tamla label. This one from October 1963. I like this tune here by Miss Kim Weston on the Tamla record label. As we go back to Detroit, Michigan, it's called Another Train Comin'.
Some other guy will be waiting. I've been sitting here anticipating, for I knew the day would come when you'd leave. So I'll just say goodbye, 'cause you deceived me. There'll be no coming back, 'cause there's another train coming. There's another train coming down that same old track. Can't you hear it? I'm gonna cheer it. That other train. Oh, another train. Oh, there's another train coming down that same old track. I've known now for a while that you'd leave me. My mother told me men would deceive me, and she told me long ago, if your man wants to leave, let him go. But I won't take you back. There'll be no coming back, 'cause there's another train coming. Oh, there's another train coming. There's another train coming down that same old track. Oh, there's another train coming. You know there's another train coming. Yeah, there's another train coming down that same old track. Can't you hear that?
That's the sound of Motown here on the All 60s edition. The lovely voice of Kim Weston there. Kim Weston on the Tamla record label. That's her second of 7 from October 1963. Another Train Coming is the name of the tune. You know, she got her start on Bob Keane's Delphi record label with a song called Echo. That's a good tune. I think it's from 1961 or early 62. A song called Echo. She was really young. She was like 15 or 16 years old, maybe younger than that, when she recorded that tune Echo. Johnny G here on a Monday evening. It's my All 60s and More edition. Thank you all for tuning into the program. If you're new to the program and you're watching on the YouTube video, please subscribe to my channel. Tell your friends about it. Not real many people that are playing original vinyl are set up like I am. There are collectors that do play real records, but they don't set it up the way I do. The MP3 is so easy to do, and CDs are so easy to do, but this isn't really easy to do, especially when you're trying to pull the records out of your 150,000 record collection that are all on all different floors of the house, so it becomes difficult. Let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. And this was a 40. I think this 45 might sell for some bucks too. Maybe it's $25 or $30 now. I'm not sure, but I paid 10 cents for this. I used to go to a whole bunch of flea markets when I was in high school, and actually when I was in college too, because I graduated college in 1980. So I went to Pace University in Briarcliff Manor, New York. So I had a 71 Chevy Impala, and on the weekends I would drive to a whole bunch of cool flea markets. And I think I bought this one for 10 cents at I think it was the 303 Drive-In Flea Market off of Route 303 in Orangeburg, New York. And I said, this looks like a cool record. I mean, they're kind of used, or VG, but listen, for 10 cents, you can't go wrong. And I was a young record collector back then. But it's by the M&M and the Peanuts, who are out of Los Angeles, California. This is on the Money record label. It's from December 64. It's their second of 3, and it's a pretty cool dance. Okay, let's give it a spin here. The MM, it doesn't say M&M, it just says the M-M, which I think is M&M. That's what it really the M&M and the Peanuts, which is a pretty cool pun on that group. But it's called The Philly. It's a cool dance. Let's do The Philly. December 64 release there for MM. Whoops. Johnny G's really going wild tonight. I am. That is the second of 3 for the M&M and the Peanuts group from December 64 on the Money record label, song entitled The Philly. And I have to correction, Reed corrected me in the YouTube chat room. I was thinking of Brenda Holloway. She, of course, was another great gal on the Motown label. Brenda Holloway, of course, had some pretty big records on the Tamla label, but that was Kim Weston. So I got them mixed up. Johnny G is a mixed up, shook up guy tonight. I am, so please bear with me. Let's continue here for this next gal as we go back to Philadelphia. This is the first of two for Lorraine Ellison on the Mercury record label. Of course, she's got some great records on the Loma. No. It's not, no. Is she on Loma? Is Lorraine Ellison on Loma? Charlene, you got to put the other labels on here because I'm getting confused. But Lorraine Ellison here. But this is her first of two on the Mercury label. It's from August of 1965. Let's give it a whirl here. It's called "Don't Let It Go to Your Head."
Don't let it go to your head.
Tell you, pretty baby, that I think you're such a wonderful guy. I don't want you taking it for granted, or we'll be saying goodbye. Ooh.
Don't let it go to your head. Don't let it go to your head. Don't let it go to your head. Go to your head.
We're alone. I whisper I love you, and I'll make you sing without you at So sugar, stay as sweet as you are, and it'll always be that way.
Don't let it go to your head.
Don't let it go.
Don't let it go to your head.
No, pretty
Don't let it go to your head. Go to your head.
no, pretty baby.
Don't let it go to your head.
Don't let it go,
Don't let it go to your head.
I love you just the
Don't
way
let it go to your
That's the lovely sound of Lorraine Ellison. Lorraine Ellison there from 1965 on the Mercury record label, August 65 release there, her first of two on Mercury, song entitled "Don't Let It Go to Your Head." Johnny G never lets it go to my head, but to answer Tricky's questions in the Oldies and More chat room, I use what's called the Ortofon card styli for my these are actually pretty new Audio-Technica turntables. I had the Newmark 520s. I bought them back in 2005. They lasted me since September of 2005 till I think, what was it, the end of last year maybe? They started going kind of bonkers on me. So one of my professor, George Tompkins, says, Johnny G, you better order these now. So I actually ordered the two Audio-Technica turntables 2 years ago. They don't even make these anymore. It's like a new model, but I ordered them two and a half years ago maybe. I waited till the day after Thanksgiving, and I got kind of like a pretty cool deal, so I ordered two. I'm probably going to order another two more because there's another one out, and I needed 3-speed because I need it for 45s, LPs, and 78s because I'm going to do an all 78 show on my 50 show. So I ordered that, and I buy a ton. I deal with one of my guys in New Jersey. I think it's KB Electronics, but my buddy Dave the Rave, he gave me another name to use. I don't know if they're even still around, Dave. Were they still around, or did they go out of business possibly? Because you don't want to run out of your needles. That is for sure. So when I buy my needles, I buy in quantity, and he gave me a good deal. He would sell me probably maybe, I think I ended up buying like 30 of the of the 45 needles. I bought a couple LPs, and I think I bought about another 1078 needles. Because I play a lot of records, I do, and you when they start sounding, it's not really clear or whatever, I put them to the side, and I use those needles to do my testing of my dirty records. I mean, dirty as far as needing a bath. So that's what I do, and I used to do a bunch of testing shows here on YouTube, but that's what I do. And yes, I take requests. If you have requests, you need to send them to me at vinyltreasures@aol.com. I can't take requests playing the 45s on the Saturday night or the Monday night show. But if you send me an email at vinyltreasures@aol.com, if I have the 45, I'll find it. I'm searching for a whole bunch of records that I know I have. I just can't find them in my mess of 150,000 records. Anyway, that is enough of my babbling here. Now let's continue here for this cool tune on the Carnival record label. This one released in September of 1966. They're called The Topics, Topics, and their tune is called She's So Fine.
Sweet, so fine. Hey baby, come on, you need me. You know I love you. I love you, baby. I love you with all my heart. When you're walking down the street, you make a blind man wanna see. So sweet. You make a poor man wanna spin. You make the sad man wanna grin. Oh, so sweet, so fine. Hey baby, come on, just talk to me. You know I love you. I love you, baby. I love you with all my
That's on the Carnival record label. I think Carnival Records, are they out of New Jersey? I think they are. But Reed tells me that record is booted. Reed, what should be in the dead wax of the boots on that record? My copy's pretty thick. I think Barry sold me that record. But anyway, it's a cool tune there from September 1966. The Topics on the Carnival record label. She's So Fine is the name of the tune. Now let's go to Memphis, Tennessee, to the Volt record label for, I think this is a girl group. They're called they have to be the Tonettes. This is their first of two. This is an early Volt release, Volt number 101. This one came out in March of 1962. The Tonettes on the Volt record label. It's called Please Don't Go.
Your heart, oh my darling, how I've waited for your love. I've read all of your letters by the stars and moon above. I my love for you will be forever and always be true. Oh, please, anymore. You arrived home that Sunday. Oh, how happy that day was to me. How I miss your loving and everything, but I'll never again set you free. Oh, oh, my darling, how I've waited for your love. My prayers were answered from the heaven up above. And oh, please,
They're out of Memphis, Tennessee. Those are the Tonettes. The Tonettes from March 1962 on Volt Records. Please don't go. No, don't go. Not till 11 p.m. here on a Monday evening, spinning all my 1960s 45s and more. And let's continue here. Here's another record I really didn't pay much for. It's not in great shape, but what do you want for, a dime? You can't get a record for a dime anymore. But this artist goes by the name of Calvin Williams. Calvin Williams, his name. And this is a great two-sided 45. I might have to flip this over for Dave the Rave, because I think he likes both sides of this record. I think he actually bought this record too. I wonder how much he paid for the 45. I mean, I didn't know anything about it, and I said, looks pretty nice, let me buy the record. And I must have played it probably maybe about 5 or 6 years ago. It's due for another spin, I'd say, but it's a cool tune. Let's give a listen to Calvin Williams. This is the intended A-side from 1965 on the Target label. It's called Let's Dance. Scratchy.
Hey girl, you with the yellow ribbon in your hair. Everyone's dancing, so tell me why you just are standing there. Now if your boyfriend's gone, oh dear, and you're all alone, then please, oh, won't you dance with me?
I don't even know your name.
Hey, but little girl, don't you be ashamed.
While the music softly
Hey, we can
dance, 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 dance.
Hey girl, I know you haven't seen me around.
See me around.
The fact is, I am just a stranger in town.
That's Mr. Calvin Williams there. We're gonna do like a twin spin on that. I was looking for a ballad girl group to play that I couldn't find. But anyway, this one there from 1965, a song entitled Let's Dance on the Target record label. That's Calvin Williams. So we're gonna flip it over instantaneously for Dave the Rave, who is in my YouTube chat room there. So let's flip the 45 over and put it down here. Is Johnny G? This is real radio there. There it goes. So here's what you get on the other side here of this Target 45. 1965, his name is Calvin Williams. This is the B-side of the 45 on Target Records. It's called It Don't Mean a Thing. It's got scratches. That's a VG record for 10 cents, but what do you want for a 10-cent 45? I think it's worth every bit of 10 cents, in my opinion, and I hope you guys agree, and gals. Calvin Williams there, 1965 release on the Target record label. It don't mean a thing, but it does mean a thing when you play original vinyl 45s like I do. It makes it difficult to take requests live. So if you do have a request, a favorite, some people have been posting them on my YouTube walls. That is fine. I usually see those posts, but I have to tell that people Facebook message me with requests, and I also get them on the email. I get them by phone too. I do get them by phone. I do. Anyway, Johnny G babbling on here. Let's continue here for this next singer, originally from Harlem, New York, and this record charted number 36 on KJAY out of Sacramento, California. It's on the Aurora record label. His name is Jimmy Ratcliffe. He had a bunch of singles on many different labels. labels. I know I have some on the Musicor label. I have others on A&M, I think, by him, other labels by this artist. But this is from July 65. Give a listen to Jimmy Ratcliffe on Aurora. It's called My Ship is Coming In.
Been so good to me, staying by my side through the bad times. All my dreams never came true somehow, but things are gonna be different now, baby. My ship is coming in, and gonna make it this time. You can throw away that shabby dress, buy yourself the finest things in town, girl. Dry your eyes, we're celebrating. Oh, there's so much happiness waiting, baby. Gonna make it this time. Baby, I know it's been tough on you. You did without a lot of things. I never bought you nothing, and still you stayed true to me. Happy just to be loving me. And now I'm gonna make it all up to you. Anything you want, it's all yours. 'Cause baby,
Jimmy Ratcliffe there from the Aurora record label. My Ship is Coming In from July 1965. That's the plug side. Mark Speck says, Johnny G, we got to flip that 45 over. So we're going to put that aside there with that Miracles record. So we'll get to these flip sides as we continue here on the All 60s edition of the Vinyl Treasure Show. Now, in the last 60s show, I played this gal's first a release on the Academy record label. She's out of Philadelphia. Her name is Ann Byers. It's thundering here. You hear that thunder and lightning? Wow. But I played Dead End by her. That was her first release on the Academy record label. She followed it up with this one from January of 1965. Let's give a listen to Miss Ann Byers. Ann Byers on the Academy record label. This is a styrene press. And who sold me this? Barry Saltz, I think, sold me this 45. Ann Byers on Academy. It's called Here I Am.
Come to you, well here I am, and I brought to you my, if you
don't think I made a hasty decision. I thought it all the way through, and my thoughts led to you. Oh yeah, so here I am with my heart in my hand, and now I'm ready to start up a swinging romance. 'Cause here I am, bringing my love like you told me to. Whenever I'm blue, just to run to you. Well, darling, here I am, and I brought to you my love. I told myself when I first saw you to keep away, but I really wasn't giving you a chance. Now that I'm here, won't you please tell me, dear, oh, does your heart really beat the way that mine does for you? 'Cause here I am, and I don't want to be misled into thinking that you care when you're feeding me a line just to pass a little time. No, you've gotta love me, darling, and that's the reason that I'm here. Oh, that I'm here. Well, don't you know that I love you? And don't you know that I need you? And don't you know that I want you? Oh, that's why I'm here. Well, darling, you've gotta love me.
That's Miss Ann Byers. That's her follow-up to Dead End, song entitled Here I Am. That one there from January 1965 on the Academy record label. That's her second of three, missing her third release on the Academy record label, which I don't think is as good as her first or second, but I know it's a very rare 45. And she has another one. I saw another one on 45 Cat that I don't have, which I think was prior to Dead End, which is with a group, I think. Anyway, Johnny G here on my All 60s edition. We do it every Monday here on Oldies and More Radio from 8 to 11 p.m. And also, those of you watching on the YouTube stream, thank you all for tuning in. Tell your friends about the show. Become subscribers to get notifications when I do the show. Plus, it gets archived. It gets archived on YouTube, and I also archive the stream on vinyltreasures.net. So there's a whole bunch of shows there you can download or stream live. Let's continue here. Now, this is... I don't think I've played a 50. Well, I have played a 50s records. That's why I call the show the All 60s and More show, because and more could be other things. It could be blues records, it could be rockabilly records, and it could be records from the 70s. I think I have two from the 70s tonight. This one is released in May of 1970. I mean, is there really much of a difference from 1969 to 1970? I don't think so. But the sound is pretty much, as we got now 1970 to maybe 79, you're going to get a different sound. But anyway, this is a cool tune. This artist is from Washington, D.C. His name is Bobby Reed, and this is on the Bell record label. We go back to May of 1970 for Mr. Bobby Reed on Bell. It's called The Time Is Right for Love.
Baby, here we are alone at last, together just the two of us, with no one else inside. Oh baby, I can feel my heart beat fast, feel a sweet desire to kiss your lips and a urge to hold you tight. Oh yeah,
The time is right for love.
right now,
I'm uptight for love.
come on honey,
Need some hugging and a
right
kissing.
now.
Find out when I've been missing.
Ooh, baby, there's so much I wanna say, but when I try to speak, I find my thoughts all slip away. Ooh, baby, I don't think my heart can stand a second more away from you. So come on, take my hand. Oh yeah,
The time is right for love.
right now.
I'm uptight for love.
Come on, honey,
Need some hugging and a
right
kissing.
now.
Find out when I've been missing.
Ooh, baby. trip to paradise and leave the world behind. Oh yeah.
The time is right for love.
Right now.
I'm tight for love.
Come on, honey. Right now. The time is right for love, and I'm uptight for love. Need some hugging and a kissing. Find out what I've been missing.
The time is right for love.
Right now.
I'm uptight for love.
Come on, honey. Right now.
As Mr. Bobby Reed on the Bell record label, as we touch the 70s there. Bobby Reed with I Lost My Place. No, The Time Is Right for Love. That one there from May 1970, Bell Records. You see, with this record specifically, I run major record labels. So I used to get a list from a guy in Maryland, and he would give me, all he did was he gave me the record numbers, and he told me if there was, I said, you got to tell me if there's the same song on both sides. That's all you need to do. So, and he said, well, pick the ones you want, and then we'll come up with a price. It turned out that this was included in like probably $1,000 purchase of records. They were just numbers. I knew what they were because I have the Ken Klee book. It's this big 3-ring binder, well, multiple binders that I used to check off. I used to make little X's, and I used to write, same song on both sides, like SSBS. And I would want to get a stock copy. So with the actual flip, and a lot of the guys that were selling to me privately, they would be over the phone. It would be with lists. Whoever got to me first, I would buy the record. So if it had the same song on both sides, of course, they would then the next week sell me the stock copy. So they were getting smart. I knew one of the guys that was doing that, which wasn't really nice. But anyway, that came with a batch of records that I think I paid either 87 cents a piece or 67 cents a piece. That was in there. And another one, do you know the Velvets on 20th Century Fox? One of those is an expensive record, plus others, lots of 50s stuff. Anyway, I'm babbling on too much. Let's continue here. Now, how do you pronounce this label? Entree, E-N-T-R-E. It has the accent over the E. I think that's pronounced A. Entree Records. Entree Records for this gal by the name of Tawny Vaughn. Tawnyvon. Tawny Vaughn's her name. This one came out in December of 1965. Is that right? Yes. December 1965 on the Entree Records. I got a couple records on, or more than a couple, on this label. And the tune is called Last Night, parentheses, I Found the Boy.
Boy,
Mark Speck tells me it's Entree. So much for Johnny G's French. You know, Entree Records there. Their name is Tawny Vaughn. Tawny Vaughn from December 65 on the Entree record label. Last Night, parentheses, I Found the Boy is the name of the tune. Johnny G here on the All 60s edition. You know, yes, it was Saturday. It was Saturday when I was doing my show that Charlene told me. She said, Johnny, I saw on Facebook that Jay Black passed away. And I was like, are you sure he passed away? Really? He did. So I went and looked at the Jay and the Americans page, and it was Jay Black passed away. He was 82 years old. And it's a sad thing when we lose a singer that, we heard on the radio. We heard his records. We know he was always there. I mean, maybe he wasn't performing lately, but, when you hear these records and these artists, it's a very sad thing because, and a lot of these singers here, a lot of the guys that I feature on my 50s show, a lot of them have all passed away. There's really a lot of those groups from the early 50s, they're long gone, unfortunately. I try to keep the music alive as I do on that 50s and early 60s show. But Jay and the Americans was, both my aunts, Mary and Antoinette, loved Jay. One of them collected the LPs and the other one had the 45s. But since the older sister had the LPs, Mary didn't have to buy the 45s. That's how she felt. But I had all the 45s because I collected the UNART the United Artists record label. But I have a few tonight, but we'll play one. I noticed that YouTube gives me a problem, as they did when Aretha Franklin passed away. I played 3 songs by Aretha Franklin in a row, and they gave me an issue. They gave me a copyright issue. So I'm not going to do that tonight. But it's a sad thing that we lost Jay Black. And I played on my 50s show, I played the Empires when he was lead singer as David Blatt. I played the release on the Epic label. I forget the name of it. A nice ballad that he does. It features his voice. But this is a B-side of a big hit that he had, and you know the hit side. I'm not going to play the hit side. I'll get a copyright strike. But Cara Mia was a number 4 record for him. But I like the flip side of this. And this one was released in May of 65, and it's kind of, I guess, a good closing record to play when we lose someone like this singer. And he has such a great voice. So this is one of the 3 records I have in a tribute to Mr. Jay Black, a.k.a. David Blatt. So this one here, the flip side of Cara Mia, is called When It's All Over. This is Jay and the Americans.
You said you loved another guy, and then you kissed my lips goodbye. But when it's over,
That's the late Jay Black and the Americans there. That's the flip side of Cara Mia, a song entitled When It's All Over. And Miami Santi says that that record bubbled under at number 129 back in 1965. I like that record. And actually, Mark Speck mentions it in the YouTube chat room because I have that album. That was one of the albums that my aunt Antoinette had. It was their greatest hits LP, and there is a release on there. I know Joe Shacatano, he emailed me, actually it was yesterday, and I said, because I mentioned on my 50s show, one of the records I really like on that LP is called Something in My Eye. I was looking for the LP before the show tonight. I couldn't find it. I found a lot of cool LPs though. I got a lot of cool LPs. You just don't realize it. I only have 3,000 LPs, which really isn't a lot compared to my buddy Dave the Rave, but I have 3,000 LPs, and a lot of them are compilations, but I have been purchasing some maybe over the last 5 or 10 years. I've been getting, when the 45s run out, the guys then bring their LPs to me. But that song, Something in My Eye, and I was going to send it out to Joe, but I couldn't find it in time. I'll find it, but it was never released on a 45, but that is on the album, and that is a great tune. I like that song by Jay and the Americans. It's so apropos, I guess, when it's all over. But it's not over yet, and it's really, we remember Jay Black here on the Vinyl Treasure Show, so I will continue to play his music. I don't like to play the hits because I get copyright issues with YouTube. But anyway, let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Now, this gal, she was the lead singer of the Blossoms. I've been featuring the Blossoms the last couple of weeks, I think. I played one for Cheryl Morgan last week. Good. But this is this actually is not the Blossoms. It's Darlene Love, as she did lead on a few of their releases. But this is this song is on the Reprise record label. This charted locally, number 36 on KXOK out of St. Louis, Missouri. Came out in November of 1966. Let's give it a spin. Darlene Love on Reprise. It's called Too Late to Say You're Sorry.
Baby, this is goodbye. You better not cry, because try as you might, it's no use. I'm walking out on you. There's nothing you can do. I don't care anymore. Now I know just what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna walk out that door. You won't see me no more. You can write a million letters, but baby, there's nothing you can do. Though I know you're feeling blue, I just can't feel sorry for you. Oh, it's too late to say you're sorry. You should have thought before you went and broke my heart. Oh,
That's Darlene Love. Darlene Love on Reprise Records. It's called. Is it? No. It's too late. Too Late to Say You're Sorry is the name of the November 1966 release on the Reprise record label. We continue here on the All 60s edition, and we head to Detroit, Michigan for this next group. They're called The Moments, and this Moments group is out of Detroit. Now, the lead singer on this is Ty Hunter's brother. His name is... what is that? I'm sorry, Herschel. I'm looking at this writing here, and I'm like, what does it say? It's Herschel. Herschel Hunter. He is the lead singer of this group called The Moments. This is on the Hit Productions record label. It's from July of 1963. Let's give it a spin. The Moments on the Hit Productions label. It's called Don't Take Your Love From Me.
Take the green grass from the ground and take away the rock and roll sound. But please, come on and love me throughout eternity, and don't take your love from me. Take the rain from paper showers, hey, and take away the smell of pretty flowers. Oh, yeah. But please, come on and love me throughout eternity, and don't take your love from me. Girl, but now you heard me. I said you heard me, and I'm getting ready for the heartbreak. You used to be such an angel, but now you are a devil. Oh, how can a devil be so wonderful? Ooh, take down this half from above. Take back your love, no. Please love me throughout eternity, and don't. Not if you care. No, don't you dare. Don't take your love from me. Don't take your love from me.
They're called The Moments. The Moments on the Hit Productions record label. It's distributed by Atco Records, I think it says on there. But it's July 1963, The Moments with Don't Take Your Love From Me. I played a Cal Vane's record from the 50s on the last 50s show, or a couple shows ago. Same title. Johnny G here, spinning my original vinyl 45s. We do it every Monday evening. It's my All 60s show and more. Thank you all for tuning in. If you're new to the program, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Let's move on here on the All 60s show, and here's a gal by the name of Jean Brooks. This is on the Gino record label. Didn't pay a lot of money for this record. I think I paid $20. This was another Barry Saltz purchase. See, excuse me, Barry Saltz showing up all over tonight. But this is on Gino Records. It's from 1963. Jean Brooks is her name, and the name of the tune is called Tomorrow Never Came.
One
There you go, there on the G-Note record label. That's Miss Jean Brooks. Jean Brooks from 1963 on the G-Note label. Tomorrow Never Came. Tomorrow will come. Johnny G will not be back tomorrow. I'll be back on Saturday night at 10 o'clock with the All 50s and Early 60s edition as we continue here on the All 60s edition. For this next artist, his name is Freddie Hughes. Freddie Hughes has a lot of 45s, but this is his second of three on the Wand record label. I think this is, though, this is the B-side. The A-side is called Natural Man, which is, I think, a cover of Natural Woman that Aretha Franklin did, but I like the B-side here from October 1968. Freddie Hughes on Wand Records. It's called I Gotta Keep My Bluff In.
My baby loves me. She loves me. This I know. I love my baby, but I'm scared to let her know. I gotta keep my bluff in. Got to keep my bluff in. Gotta keep some stuff in. Gotta keep some stuff in. Though I have her love in. Woo! I gotta keep my bluff in. Yo. Keep my bluff in. My baby needs me. She needs me. This I know. And I need my baby, but I'm sure I'm scared to let it show. I gotta keep my bluff in. Got to keep my bluff in. I gotta keep some stuff in. Gotta keep some stuff in. Though my heart says give in. Woo! I gotta keep my bluff in. Gotta keep my bluff in, baby. I've been burned before. She gives less when I give more. This game called love has perplexing rules. The more I give you, the more I lose. Got to keep my love in. I gotta keep some stuff. Gotta keep some stuff in. Though I have my love in. Woo! I gotta keep my bluff in. Gotta keep my bluff in, baby. I gotta keep my bluff in, baby. Gotta keep my bluff in. I gotta keep some stuff in. Gotta keep some stuff in, baby. I gotta keep my bluff in, baby. Gotta keep my bluff in. I gotta keep some stuff in. Gotta keep some stuff in.
As Mr. Freddie Hughes. Freddie Hughes on the Wand record label. His second of three on Wand. Song entitled I Gotta Keep My Bluff In. October 1968 release there by Freddie Hughes. Johnny G ain't bluffing when I play original vinyl 45s. Tell your friends about it. You don't know what's on the other side of those other shows, if they're really playing records or not. The only way you really know is when they drop the needle on the record. You can actually see me do that. So you know these are real. I'll tell you if they're bootlegs or not, but they're not. I only played two Let me see. Did I play the Cezannes on the show? That is a bootleg. I don't have an original of that, but I love that song by the Cezannes. And I played Bohemian Daddy, but not really a boot. I played it on the Relic label. But I do have a nice Onyx 45 that I spent a lot of money. Anyway, let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. It's the All 60s edition. Can't tell you much about this next artist. I can tell you, though, it's on Don Roby's Backbeat record label out of Houston, Texas. Lots of cool records on Backbeat Records. And this one released in July of 1965. His name is Jimmy Washington. Jimmy Washington on Backbeat Records. It's called You Oughta See My Baby.
I
said of you. I said of you. I said of you and you and you. I said of you and you and you. You ought to see my baby. Well, she looks so neat. And she does a Uncle Willie, hey, in her stocking feet. You ought to see my baby sliding across the floor with everybody yelling, come on, baby, more, more, more. My fever is 103. All the boys are trying to steal away from me. She gave me high blood pressure and a bad headache. Did you ever see a big man standing and shake? You ought to see my baby. Well, she looks so fine. All the boys are trying to steal her. Hey, but she's mine, all mine. Hey. Trying to steal away from me. She gave me high blood pressure, a bad headache. Did you ever see a big man standing and shake? You ought to see my baby. Well, she looks so fine. All the boys are trying to steal her. Hey, 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 but she's mine, all mine. You ought to see my baby. Man, she looks so good.
Wonder if Dave the Rave is looking for that 45. Jimmy Washington there, July 1965. It's on the Backbeat record label. You Ought to See My Baby is the name of the tune. Really don't know anything about that artist, and really don't know much about this next artist. I know a little bit about him. His name is Johnny R., and it's Johnny, and then the R is in two quotations. I paid 10 cents for this record. It's not in great shape, but actually, he's from Tuskegee, Alabama, and Johnny R stands for Johnny Robinson. That's his name, Johnny Robinson. But on this release, on the Strike label, Strike, Strike Records, it's from May of 1966. Let's give it a spin. Johnny R on Strike Records. The tune is called It's All Over.
Once I really loved you, but all I had to gain was a life full of misery and a heart full of pain. You had a good thing going, baby, and you abused it. Oh, I gave you my love, woman, and you misused it. Now you're standing there with tears in your eyes. Forget it, baby, and don't apologize, 'cause it's all over. I said it's all over. It's all over for you. And listen, I walk the floor wishing for someone just to hold me tight. Oh, I need someone who cares and will change my darkness into light. Some say it's wrong, baby, for a big man to cry, but take a look at all these tears and tell me, what am I know it couldn't be rain. Woman, I felt a little too much
As Johnny Robinson there, May 1966 release on the Strike record label. Song entitled It's All Over. No, it is not all over. Not till 11 p.m. here on Oldies and More Radio. And those of you watching on the YouTube channel, let's continue now. And when was it? Maybe about a month ago, or maybe my first show here on the All 60s edition on a Monday evening, I featured Dorothy Berry on Planetary. The flip side of this record, it was called Standing on the Corner. And the flip side, though, is pretty good, too. Or maybe this is the intended A side of the record. Now, did you know that Dorothy Berry was really the wife of Richard Berry? And this is her second of two on the Planetary record label. We go back to April of 1965 for Dorothy Berry on Planetary, a tune written by David Gates. It's called Shindig City.
Shindig City. Shindig City. Made it sure look
That's Miss Dorothy Berry, the wife of Richard Berry there. Song entitled Shindig City, the second of two on the Planetary record label, released in April of 1965, and a tune written by David Gates. I think he produced it. He's got a record on that label too, I'm pretty sure. David Gates has maybe a couple records, unless I'm losing my mind, as I often do on the radio show. Let's continue here in the All 60s edition for this next group out of Galveston, Texas, where listener Bobby in Texas, maybe he knows this tune. This is the intended A-side. It's a promo, but this is the plug side for this group called The Webbs on Atlantic Records, and this record charted number 37 on KAPE out of San Antonio, Texas. It's from June of 1967. They're called The Webbs. It features Willie Cooper on lead. On Atlantic Records, it's called Keep Your Love Strong. These are The Webbs.
Need to be the greatest lover in the world to know that when you're away from your girl, you'll be tempted to do wrong, but you've got to try. Strong to keep
June 67 release there for the Webs. The Webs on Atlantic. I have them on Verve too, I think. I think they have some records on the Verve label. That one there called Keep Your Love Strong, featuring Willie Cooper on lead. Willie Cooper and the Webs from June 1967. Let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Can't tell you much about this next artist. Her name is Tracy Robbins, and this is on Decca Records. This is, these are the records that I would, somebody would read off. Johnny G, do you need Decca number 31810? Is that a missing number in your book? And I'd say, yeah, I need it. How much is it? You can have it for $1, and this is the kind of record I would get for $1. So, and I pull out a random box of 60s. They're all mixed up. And I'll start playing them. I say, oh, this is good for the show. And I thought this was a good one for the show. Let me know what you think. Her name is Tracy Robbins, July 65 release. It's on the Decca label. It's called What Was She Doing?
Now what the heck was she doing, kissing on you? I thought that you were mine, and you were true. My friends all warn me about you. They say that you were untrue. I call them jive, I call them every name that I know. I said they were just so and so. To me that day, told me that you were gonna stay. I said to you I didn't need you no more. I knew I'd wind up back where I was before. Now what was she doing, kissing on you? I thought that you were mine, and you were true. The girls all warn me about you. They say that you were untrue. I call them jive, I call them every name that I know. I said they were just so and so. Now you want to apologize after you've gone and hurt my pride. Did me wrong in front of all my friends, and got the nerve to say you want me back again. Now what was she doing, kissing on you? Oh, you. I said what was she doing, kissing on you?
That's July 65 for Tracy Robbins. Tracy Robbins on the Decca record label. What was she doing? I think Mark said that she has another single on Brunswick that, I don't know. I didn't see another Charlene, did you see another record by her when you looked her up? There was no information on this gal. But anyway, that's a pretty cool tune for $1. I'd say it's worth $1, wouldn't you, Dave the Rave? Let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. I've been featuring a lot of records that I've purchased during my collecting career. It's still continuing. It hasn't ended. But I used to buy a lot more records. I used to get records every week. Used to spend thousands and thousands of dollars every week when I had my franchise. But it's kind of dwindled down a little bit to very little. I only deal with basically 2 dealers now on eBay, and once in a while I'll buy 1 or 2 records, but they're small items. And I may deal privately, but I have dealt with some of you in the chat room, yes, privately on records too, and that is always an option. But I will be selling duplicates and triplicates, so haven't decided yet, but I will. So I already have people contacting me, and that's fine. You can do that. And also people can contact me if they want to find out if they have an original. I know some people have done that too. And feel free to do that. If I have the time to do it, I will. And I just have a very busy schedule. Work is really in the it's just interacting with all the fun things I like to do. But not ready to end that totally yet, but I am. Anyway, let's continue here because we have a touch of the 70s now. Although I think this is the very last single for this group. They were from Gary, Indiana. I just played one of their records on my 50s show, a nice rendition of Since I Fell For You, but they go way back to 1953, the end of 53, with their first release called Baby It's You on the Chance label or VJ label. And I'm talking about Pookie Hudson and the Spaniels. And that's a long career, 18 years. I get, well, maybe not compared to some of the others, but unfortunately, Pookie Hudson has passed away. That is not a good thing, but he left us with great music. And this was his last single with, I think, a new Spaniels group. And I bought this from Barry. He charged me $12 for this record. I don't know what it goes for now. Maybe it goes for less. But it's from 1971. Usually I told people I don't pay more than $1 for a 1970s record. But that's not true. It definitely is not true. There are a handful of records that I have paid more, a lot more than $12. But anyway, that's what I paid for this. These are the Spaniels with Pookie Hudson on lead. It's from 1971. It's on the North American label, and it's called Stand... Did I get this right? It's called Stand in Line.
If that's what you want me to do, want me to be your number two, I'll stand in line. I'll stand in line. I'm gonna wait my time. Gonna wait my time. Loving you, baby. You know that is all. You know that is all. All I can do, baby. If by chance you should change your mind, you want me to be your number 9, I'll stand in line. I'll stand in line. I'm gonna wait my time. Gonna wait my time. Loving you, baby. You know that's all. All I can do. And hey, I know he's your number one. I've been waiting for a long, long time, just trying to get you to make up your mind. But as sure as the sun's gonna shine, you're gonna find me standing in line, waiting for you to make up your mind. What the people might say, I'm going to love you any old way, and I'll stand in line. I'm gonna wait my time. Loving you, baby. You know that's all. That's all. All I can do. Gonna stand in line. I'm gonna stand in line. I'm gonna wait my time. I don't care what the people might say. I'm gonna stand in line. I'm gonna stand in line, baby.
Those are the Spaniels, Pookie Hudson and the Spaniels. That's their very last single from 1971 on the Northern American record label. Song entitled Stand in Line is the name of the tune. I had a chance to buy their Pookie Hudson single on the Jamie label. I made a big mistake. Greg Surik offered it to me a long time ago. That was one of them. See, I have made some mistakes in my record buying. He had $300 on that Pookie Hudson record. I think it goes for more money now. I should have bought it on the Jamie label. And I was only collecting groups at the time. I wasn't really buying soul records until I kind of couldn't find any more group records that I needed because I have a large majority of that Kreider book, but I'm missing some big pieces. But then they started offering me soul records, and I was already collecting it anyway because I was running the labels, but I made a mistake in not buying that Jamie 45. Anyway, let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. We go back up to the state of Michigan for the Velvelettes. I think this is their first release, if I'm not mistaken. And Reed, you can correct me if I'm not. This is on the IPG record label. These are the Velvelettes from July of 1963. Now, this charted number 10 on WJBK in Detroit, Michigan. It features Carolyn Gill. She's on lead here. These are the Velvelettes on IPG. It's called There He Goes.
There he goes, there he goes, the only boy I'm thinking of. There he goes, the only one I'll ever love. He has left me for no reason at all. And he probably won't write a call. There he goes to take his love to someone new. What went wrong? What on earth did I do? He has left me. Now just watch the teardrops fall. We had such a wonderful beginning, such a marvelous time. Promise our love to the ending. Now that he's gone, I'm about to lose my mind. Oh, look at him. He's walking away from me, leaving a love so tenderly. There he goes, and here I am, all alone. Darling, what on earth went wrong? Please come back. Please, please come back to me.
Those are the Velvelettes before they signed with the VIP record label. That one there from July 1963 on the IPG record label. There He Goes is the name of the tune. Let's go back to my tribute to Jay Black, lead singer of the Americans. This was a cool tune. This is actually a B-side. I forget what the A-side of this record is, but it's from 1966. But I like this song. I think there's a clip of him doing this, maybe on Where the Action Is, possibly. I think I've seen it, but it's from July of 1966, United Artists Records. These are Jay and the Americans, Jay Black on lead. It's called Livin' Above Your Head.
Seems so strange, you putting me through changes, baby. I can't believe that you're the same sweet girl that I once knew, baby. The changes come about and it don't look too good on you. It seems so strange, you putting me through changes, baby. You started doing
So Mark Speck says that did chart and on Billboard, and Darylette says it peaked at 76 around August of 1966. It's a great tune by Jay Black and the Americans there, a song entitled Livin' Above Your Head. That one there was released in July of 1966 on the United Artists record label. I have one more record here for as my tribute to Jay Black of the Americans. We'll never forget that voice. He was called The Voice, I think. And this, I guess, we really, when we hear this type of music, it makes us think of the good times. That is the one thing it is. And I get so many emails of people thanking me for playing these records, especially the ones that I play. And I don't play a lot of common type records, either on my 50s show or on my 60s show. And I really have some great listeners that send me great requests. That's the good thing. And the thing is that I have these records and they are in my wheelbarrow of collecting. So it's all a good thing. And if you're liking the show, then you're liking my taste. And all you guys giving me these cool requests on my 50s show and early 60s show, and also tuning into the records that I'm playing tonight, because these are the records that really put me in a good mood. But it's always sad when we lose someone that we've known for so long, and especially when it comes to music. It's not like we know them personally, but we know their songs personally, because then we may have been listening to them when we were doing something that is really memorable or brings back good memories. Even for me, when was driving in the car and there's a record that my aunt had, and when she passed away, I'm like bawling in the car because she used to play that record for me. So it brings back sad memories, but we never forget. And again, and it's kind of apropos for this third record, my tribute to Jay Black. And this one only made it up to number 57 on the Billboard charts. And I think it was right before Cara Mia, because Cara Mia came out after this release and then was a big hit for them. But this one's from March of 65, United Artists Records. This is our final play tonight for Jay and the Americans. It's called Think of the Good Times.
Oh,
As Jay and the Americans, Jay Black on lead there. Think of the Good Times is the name of the tune there. Great tune from March 1965 on United Artists Records. Let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Let's head out to the West Coast now, as we heard from Kim Weston early in the show. This gal was Kim Weston's cousin. I featured the flip side of this not too long ago. I forget what it is, but I had the flip side to play. But anyway, her name is Danita James. Danita James, this is on the Flip record label. This one from January 1966. It's called Wild Side.
Lives on the wild side. He runs with the wrong crowd. But when he loves me, when he kisses me, he makes me feel like a queen. Though he runs with the wrong crowd. Sometimes he's rowdy loud. It's not his fault because he lives on the wild side. On the wild side. On the wild side. Everybody tells me he's so bad. The way they talk about him makes me feel so bad, 'cause he's never had a chance. He's a victim of circumstance that he will overcome, 'cause he has so much pride, and we'll move to the right side, to the right side, to the right side. We're going to move to the right side. We're going to move to the right side, to the right side, to the right side.
January 66 release there for Danita James. Danita James on the Flip record label. Wild Side is the name of the tune. Johnny G's got a wild side. Did you know that? I do. But anyway, this gal, Danita James, she was the cousin of Kim Weston. Well, how about the younger sister of Dionne Warwick, that being Dee Dee Warwick? Let's send this one out to Tom Shaughnessy and his wife Vicky. See, I remembered Tom. They're celebrating, actually they did celebrate, I think it was it Saturday or Friday night, Tom, celebrating their 55-year anniversary. Happy anniversary, Tom and Vicky. And this song, appropriate for your anniversary, so we're going to send it out especially to you. This is Dee Dee Warwick. This is, she's out of East Orange, New Jersey. This is her second of 3 on the Blue Rock record label, and this charted number 96 on Billboard. It was a number 28 on the Billboard R&B chart. This is going out to Tom and Vicky. June 1965, Dee Dee Warwick on Blue Rock. It's called We're Doing Fine.
Everybody wants to know if everything's alright. I guess they thought by now we'd had a great big fight. No, 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 no. Our love is stronger than that. Let me tell you right where it's at. My love is his and his love is mine. Ooh, we're doing fine. Baby, doing fine. loving to show me how much he cares. With that kind of loving, you know, I ain't going nowhere. I love him so, now here's what he said. 6 giants couldn't pull me away. My love is his love, it's mine. Ooh, we're doing fine. Baby, doing fine. Honey, we're still in love. And that's a pretty good sign. I say yeah, we're doing fine. Baby, doing fine. Don't let there be any doubt in anyone's mind. I say yeah, we're doing fine. Baby, doing fine. We have a quarrel now and then, but it's so good when we make up again. My love is his love is mine. Ooh, we're doing fine. Baby, love is mine. Honey, all of the time. Doing fine, doing fine, doing fine.
That's going out to Tom and Vicky Shaughnessy on their 55th wedding anniversary. And I know they are doing fine. That's Dee Dee Warwick with We're Doing Fine. And that one, they're the second of 3 on the Blue Rock record label from June of 1965. Let's continue here. We're going to get to those flip sides too, by the way. And let's go to New Haven, Connecticut for this next group. They the first release. The flip side of this song is a song. The flip side of this record, this song, the flip side of this 45 is a song called "Rich Girl" that came out on the Green Sea record label. It was a local label out of New Haven, Connecticut. But then in June of '65. But then it was reissued in 1966 on the Co-op label with a different flip side. And this is the different flip side here. This group is called the Van Dykes. They're out of New Haven, Connecticut, a local group. It's on the Co-op label. It features Frank Ruggiero. He's the lead singer. And these are the Van Dykes from '66. It's called Miracle After Miracle.
But nobody knows. Miracle
They're called the Van Dykes. They're out of New Haven, Connecticut. A song entitled Miracle After Miracle from 1966. That one there on the Co-op record label. They have a record that I like called Rockabye Girl. It's kind of more of the doo-woppy side, but it's up-tempo. Up-tempo from, I think, early 66. Anyway, or 65. Johnny G here as we continue here on the All 60s edition. Got to get this request in for listener Cheryl Morgan. How could I forget Cheryl Morgan? But this one here from July of 1964. Charlie Colello produced this. I think he produced it. Yeah, he produced it. No, he arranged and conducted it, produced by Bob Crew. Were the Four Seasons on this record? Possibly. I don't know. Maybe they are. But it features Gene Thomas on lead. This one, they're called the Ragdolls. The Ragdolls from July 64 on Parkway Records. This is by request for Cheryl Morgan. It's called Society Girl. For Cheryl.
It any longer, so I got out of town. I go to parties with playboys, use them for toys. If my old friends could see me now, they call me Society Girl. Society Girl. But I miss the guy who loved me when I was a ragdoll. I society girl. I bet everybody thinks that living in a penthouse is like being on top of the world. But you know, I'd give it all up if I could only be your girl. My new address is Park Avenue. Got a French poodle and some dresses, but I'd rather have you. Their money can't buy me love, no. Oh honey, I am so glad you can see me now. A lonely society girl, society girl. And I need you more than when I was born a little ragdoll. I society girl.
As for Cheryl Morgan there, Gene Thomas and the Ragdolls, July 1964 there on Parkway Records, song entitled Society Girl. And I love this next tune here. Actually, I love the early, he went country. This artist went all country. And but I liked his early sides. He goes back, I think, to 1961 originally on the Allwood label, I think that it was. But, or, no, Gardenia. I think, no, yeah, Gardenia Records, I think he's got stuff on. And he's got stuff on Allwood. I think he's got other labels too. But mainly Columbia is really when Down in the Boondocks came out. That was his big, big hit. But I like his early stuff. And this is actually a Joe South tune I think Joe South actually did this first, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe I'm wrong. That's what Charlene has on here. But this is Billy Joe Royal, and I have the cool-looking, Geronimo mentioned it, a cool-looking red vinyl promo, but it's the same song on both sides, and it actually says, from the LP. So this is probably from his Down in the Boondocks LP. Doesn't mention it on there, but it's his third of 28 releases on Columbia Records. A lot of them, though, are country, but this one's from November 1965. Billy Joe Royal on Columbia, and his rendition of the tune I've Got to Be Somebody.
Ambition or drive. In fact, I never had anybody that cared if I'm alive. But then one day she came my way, and I heard a voice within me say, don't let her get away, whatever you do. But I never thought that this could be, that she would ever look at me seriously. And that's why, oh Lord, oh Lord, I've got to be somebody. I'm down on my knees, begging please, 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 please. I've got to win a love for me. Sidewalks, got along the best I could. Mama worked all day long, and Papa was no good. I'd never asked for much before, but here I am at heaven's door. So help me, please don't let her pass me by, 'cause I'd rather die than see her love turn into sympathy for me. That's why, oh Lord, 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 I've got to be somebody. I'm down on my knees, begging please, 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 please. I've got to win a love for me. Got to be somebody. Got to be somebody. So tired of being a nobody. Oh Lord, Lord, I've got to be somebody. I'm down on my knees, begging please, 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 please. I've got to win a love for me.
Cover tunes here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. That plays, I got to tell you, I'm blasting that record here up in the attic, and it sounds really good. This is like a Stone Mint red vinyl promo. Same song on both sides. Sounds really cool. I guess, I don't know how it sounds over the air over there. I don't want to make it, I got to be careful not to make the music too loud, because then it kind of gets distorted. So I'm constantly adjusting the gains on here. And if you ever see if it's ever loud, you got to tell me, because I'm digging on the music here when I play it. So it just, I get too excited. I do. But I like that record by Billy Joe Royal, November 1965 release on the Columbia label. That's his third for Columbia. I've Got to Be Somebody. Johnny is Somebody on a Monday evening from 8 to 11 p.m. on Oldies and More Radio. And also those of you tuned in on the YouTube channel watching these 45 spin. Tell your friends about the show and subscribe to my station. You need to do that to get notifications. You get an email. You should get an email when I'm on. Fred didn't get his email, or maybe he did, or he fell asleep. But anyway, let's continue with a couple flip sides from earlier in the show. This one's for Mark Speck. He wanted me to flip over that Jimmy Ratcliffe record. The side I played was called My Ship Is Coming In on the Aurora label from July of 1965. So this is going out to Mark, Jimmy Ratcliffe. The flip side's called Goin' Where the Lovin' Is. This is from Mark.
I've been hanging around, biding my time, hoping to find a way to make you mine. But no matter what I do, baby, I can't get through to you. And every little sign is pointing the way for me. So bye bye, baby, I'm going where the loving is, where the sweet, sweet loving is. And won't it be wonderful, won't it be fine, just to know that girl is mine. May not look like you, but what do I care? All that beauty was never mine to share. I'm gonna find somebody new, baby, and she'll be oh so true. There'll be no more heartaches now, and no tears to cry for me. So bye bye, baby, I'm going where the loving is, where the sweet, sweet loving is. Won't it be wonderful, won't it be fine, just to know that girl is mine. Baby, goodbye, goodbye, baby, baby. Going where the loving is, where the sweet, sweet loving is. Going where the loving is, where the sweet, sweet loving is.
As by request from Mark Speck, Jimmy Ratcliffe there. Great two-sided 45. Song entitled Goin' Where the Lovin' Is. That's a cool two-sided 45. Gotta say, Jimmy Ratcliffe on the Aurora record label. Let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show as we wind down here and get this one in. I think it was Rockin' Ed and Reed asked for the flip side of that Miracles 45 that I featured before. The side that I played was called, can't find it on here now. Where is that miracle? Oh, because I played it up in the numbers here. That's why I'm losing my mind. From July of 1960, I played The Feeling Is So Fine. Let's flip it over. Reed says I have the second issue, not the ultra rare version, but I didn't pay. I paid like $200 or $300 for this 45 a long time ago. But anyway, it's a great record no matter how you hear it. But let's hear what this version sounds like. These are the Miracles with the great Smokey Robinson on lead with their tune called You Can Depend on Me. It's the long title on Tamla.
When your whole world's falling in
has gone out to Reed and Rockin' Ed there. Yes, Dave the Rave, that is a good... you know, when I used to listen to... who'd I listen to? WBGO. What's his name? He used to close his show with that. The guy, Dave, what's his name? That has the dances down in the city that we said we were going to go. What's his name? What's that disc jockey's name? He used to close his show with that. Does a soul show out of Newark, New Jersey. But he would close the show with that all the time. He would play like some cool 50s records in the last hour. Last hour of the show. But anyway, those are the great Miracles with Smokey Robinson and the Miracles. You Can Depend on Me. Maybe that was a longer version, Reed, possibly. But that's a great tune on the Tamla record label. That's going to do it for Johnny G and the Vinyl Treasure Show. I want to thank you for joining the All 60s and More edition, and I hope you enjoyed the tunes tonight. If you want to get in touch with me, send me an email at vinyltreasures@aol.com. I'll play your requests if I have the 45, and if I can 45s, and if I can find them in time. You know, I should show you this mess of 45s against the wall. They're all white boxes, like kind of behind me. I was looking for an album earlier. I told you that Jane the American album, but I didn't find it in time. Oh well, but I'll get it. But thank you all for tuning in tonight. Thank you, Charlene, again for all your help. And I will be back next Monday night at 8 o'clock, 8 to 11 p.m. here on Oldies and More Radio and also on YouTube. So tell your friends to subscribe. I need to get more subscribers to the show. It's very important. And again, I'll be back on Saturday at 10 o'clock, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for my 50s show. Play lots of requests there. That's a big crowd on Saturday night. And then I'll be streaming live on Oldies and More Radio beginning at midnight Eastern Standard Time, Sunday morning, I guess, for about an hour and a half or so. That's what I do. Thank you all for tuning in tonight. We're going to close this evening's show with a request from 1960 from my listener Cheryl Morgan. I actually like this artist. My aunt loved guitar, and you know, from the 1950s, a lot of her records, you know, they had nice guitar breaks in it. I love saxophone, but she loved guitar, and she loved the saxophone too. But I think this singer, he played his own guitar. He's from, where's he from, Charlene? Birmingham? No, he's not. He's from Cincinnati, Ohio, and he has an LP. I think there's an LP on the Strand label that he does that goes for some big bucks. I'm talking about Larry Hall. This one came out in December of 1960. I mean, it's really not really a soulful record, but I figured I can close the show with this tune because I don't think I can't play this on my Saturday night show. But since it's the 60s and more, this is more. It's the 60s, so it works at the end of the show. But this is going out for Cheryl Morgan, Larry Hall on Strand Records. This is probably his hardest 45 to find, by the way. It's his fourth of 6 releases on Strand. It's called Cool Love with a K. Kool Love, and on Strand by Larry Hall. And that's what Johnny G has for all of you listeners. Cool Love. And that's going to do it, folks. Thank you all for tuning in. Everybody have a safe and happy week. I'll see you here next Monday night at 8 o'clock. If not, I'll see some of you on Saturday night at 10 p.m. Just want to say, everybody, so long for Cheryl.
Cool love, cool love, cool love. It was at school I fell for cool love. Oh, what a fool to fall for cool love. Your scheme was really cool love. That's all you give me is your cool love. Your lips were warm, but yet your heart was cold. You tried to fool me with your love. Still, you kiss me tenderly, made me feel you cared for me. Cool love, I'm wise to you, you little fool love. I won't tell you, say our love is really cool. Still, you kiss me tenderly, made me feel you cared for me. Cool love, I'm wise to you, you little fool love. I won't go out with you until you say our love is really cool.
Okay, folks. It's raining out here. Pouring rain out here. There you go. That's Cool Love with a K. Kool Love. That's guitar, that guitar, the simple melody on that. My aunt taught me how to dance to simple melody tunes like that, believe it or not. You know, the two-step or whatever it is that she used to. So Sandy was the record that she had by Larry Hall. I think, Daryl, you mentioned the Lovin' Tree, which is the flip side of that record. But anyway, thank you all for tuning in tonight to the Vinyl Treasure Show. Hope you enjoyed the tunes, my 1960s 45s. As I get a lot of fun doing the show, as you may know. But again, thank you all for tuning in. Tell your friends to subscribe to the YouTube channel. I got to change the date. I have the wrong date on there. It's easy to change. It's not that difficult. My allergies, not that difficult to do. So again, I'll be back next Saturday night coming up for 50s and early 60s. Send me your requests, and I'll be back again next Monday. Mention that. So thank you all for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed the show tonight. And we'll just say adios. So long, everybody. Take care.